the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Under criminal investigation and possibly selling the team. The past few hours have been a wild whirlwind for the Washington Commanders and owner Dan Snyder.
Tonight on DC News Now, live team coverage of the fallout from the alarming developments, including what's next for both Snyder and the Commanders.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 9. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Tasmeen Mahfouz, and the Washington Commanders facing a criminal investigation tonight. ESPN reporting the U.S. Attorney's Office is looking into allegations that the team engaged in financial mishandling.
It comes as owner Dan Snyder considers selling the team. As we've been reporting all day long, Snyder has hired Bank of America Securities to help with potential transactions. We have live team coverage tonight of a whirlwind of a day for the Commanders. Max Marcilla looking into how selling the team could open the door for other parts of the DMV to build the Commanders a brand new stadium.
Yeah, but first, sports director Derek Forrest joins us with where things stand at this hour. And Derek, a lot to unpack here.
Yeah, no kidding, Thasmeen, as news of the Snyders possibly selling the team. Well, here's another ball dropping for the team as the Commanders are being criminally investigated, according to ESPN. In a statement to ESPN, John Browley of Holland and Knight, who represents the Commanders, said, quote, "It is not surprising that ESPN is publishing more falsehoods based solely on anonymous sources, given today's announcement. We are confident that after these agencies have had a chance to review the documents and complete their work, they will come to the same conclusion as the team's internal review, that these allegations are simply untrue," unquote. This becomes just another domino to fall during the Snyder era.
Several little milestones have happened over the last several years that I think we kind of underestimated in real time. I think Virginia turning from 100% yes, support bipartisan, to the fact they wouldn't even vote in the state legislature on getting the Commanders a new stadium, I think was a massive blow to him. I think Maryland turning away, D.C. certainly turning their backs on him, I think was major. The commissioner maybe last year at one point when Dan Snyder and the company issued a statement, and then Commissioner Goodell shortly thereafter said, no, that's actually not what we're going to do when it came to an investigation of the team. Those little tiny departures, little splinters aren't much in a vacuum, but you add them up, you get all of a sudden this big divergence.
Yeah, and this is just another investigation to add to the list, as Dan Snyder is being investigated by the NFL and the House Oversight Committee. At some point, things will come to light one way or another, guys.
All right, Derek, thank you. And despite the bombshells of Dan Snyder news, the game, it has to go on. The Commanders still have to play this week, facing yet another off-the-field distraction and owner change that you would think could impact the players and coaches, but they tell us they're not worried about that right now.
We really don't pay attention a lot to the outside noise because we have so much stuff we have to do inside the facility, you know, to win games. So, you know, we really we stay at the task at hand, got the blinders on, and you know that's how we rock it.
Noise around every team, you know, more so for us, but you got to block it out. You know what I mean? I'm got to go out there and block my defender next week. That's how I focus on it. I got to compartmentalize.
And it is no surprise fans all across the DMV have weighed in on this possible sale since the news broke. And tonight we spoke to some people especially passionate about the game and the standards expected of teams here in the district. Activist and athlete Felicia Donaldson plays for the women's football team DC Divas. She says change is needed.
Right now, the team has been sullied continuously, season after season, scandal after scandal, from everything from the harassment. It's just really negative right now. So I think that if this happens and we get new ownership, this would be great, especially for women who are fans of the team.
So if Dan Snyder does sell the team, the next owner has a crucial decision ahead of them because FedEx Field, as we've been telling you, may not be home for the Commanders much longer.
Yeah, 2 Northern Virginia counties could make a bid as the team's next home. Max Marcilla covers the Commonwealth for us, joins us tonight live.
Yeah, and Max, you've been speaking with legislators today, and there's a divide about whether a sale of the team would actually change anything.
That's right, and what's interesting is it isn't strictly Democrats think this, Republicans think that, as so many issues today are. No, this is really about how each individual legislator feels. We spoke with one who says if Dan Snyder does sell the team, well, that could change some things. The Commanders' lease at FedEx Field in Prince George's County ends in 2026, and that opens the door for others across the DMV to welcome the football franchise. Virginia legislators started that process last year but could not agree on a plan for a number of reasons. One of them, Dan Snyder.
This definitely clears the path a little bit more to at least a negotiation that won't have this sort of shadow hanging over it.
If Dan Snyder sells the team, does that change the way you feel about a stadium coming to Virginia?
Absolutely. I mean, you can't just evaluate the merits of a deal based on just the numbers. You have to also evaluate it based on who you're partnering with.
A constant champion for bringing the Commanders to the Commonwealth is Governor Glenn Youngkin.
If the Commanders are going to relocate, they should relocate to Virginia.
But the governor says Virginia lawmakers will have to come to him with a frame so that we then can negotiate the best deal on behalf of taxpayers. There's also a big debate over what role taxpayers should play. A spokesperson for Republican delegate Dave LaRocque tells us his position against a publicly funded stadium is unchanged, and Democratic State Senator Adam Ebbin doesn't want taxpayers to spend a dime.
I think that billionaire football team can do their own financing. If the team wants a new stadium, I think they can afford to pay for it.
Look, this has a lot to do with the money, but not entirely. There's some concerns from legislators, including Democrat Danica Roem, who represents parts of Prince William County and Manassas. She says that some of the potential spots for the stadium could really cause severe traffic on places like I-95, and that's just not something she wants to do. Reporting live from Loudoun County, Max Marcella, DC News Now.
All right, Max, thank you. So to add some context to all this, of the 32 NFL teams, only 5 have transferred ownership in the last decade.
Yeah, most recently, Denver Broncos were sold to Walmart heir Rob Walton in June for a whopping $4.6 billion. Hedge fund manager David Tepper bought the Carolina Panthers in 2018 for $2.2 billion. Buffalo Bills sold in 2014. 2 years before that, Cleveland Browns were sold for $1 billion. That same year, the Jacksonville Jaguars went for $770 million.
And just into our newsroom moments ago, the NFL responding to the potential Commanders sale.
A spokesperson for the league says any potential transaction would have to be presented to the NFL Finance Committee for review. That spokesperson goes on to say that 24 of the 32 NFL teams would need to vote in support of Snyder's ousting.
Yeah, so of course we are keeping a close eye on this story as it develops. Stay with us and we'll have continuing coverage throughout our newscast. And also in other Commanders news tonight, police have made an arrest in the shooting of running back Brian Robinson Jr. A 17-year-old was taken into custody in Northeast D.C. today. Robinson, as you probably remember, was shot twice in the leg during an attempted carjacking back in August. Now, police are still searching for 2 other people who may be connected to this incident. Now, the arrest in Robinson's shooting also highlights an ongoing issue of youth crime in the district.
That is one police chief, Robert Conte, has been very vocal about calling it alarming.
Yeah, reporter Mariel Carbone is live for us on H Street tonight. And Mariel, what can you tell us about this uptick?
Well, the chief says he's been following this for the last year and a half when he noticed carjackings started to go up. But he says things are different now. His exact words are that juveniles are showing up in violent spaces where they have not been before. He says we need accountability, and that starts with parents.
Young kids have to think about what they do. You think you're going to constantly hurt someone and get away with it. It just don't work that way. Eventually you're going to get caught.
And that's the case here on H Street. Wednesday, Police Chief Robert Conte announced the arrest of a 17-year-old in connection to the robbery and shooting of Commanders player Brian Robinson Jr.
Young kids saw him and they really tried to rob or take his car.
Anwar Salim was there that night. He is the executive director of H Street Main Street. He says he's seen the far-reaching consequences of this crime.
And not only did it bring harm to him, but it also brought harm to H Street and the businesses because traffic has slowed down. The customer base has slowed down since then.
It troubles my heart every single time I have to respond to one of these scenes and see our young people either as victim or suspect.
Conte says the arrest is part of a growing trend of violent crime involving kids in the district.
When you have 13 and 14-year-olds able to get access to firearms the way that we're seeing right now, That is very alarming to me.
He says right now, juvenile arrests are up nearly 13% compared to last year. And police have arrested roughly 900 people under 18 this year.
Some of our young people are showing up in violent spaces where they have not before. That is a concerning thing, and everyone has to take a hold of that. Parents have to take responsibility.
We have to find a way to strengthen families. We have to do it not only in the living room, but we also have to do it in the classroom.
And again, there are still 2 more suspects in this case involving Robinson. One was caught on surveillance video with a gun in his hand. The other was believed to be driving the getaway car. Police are asking if you know any information to contact them. Reporting live on H Street tonight, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
All right, Marielle, thanks. Let's get a check on the forecast now. Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb.
Janessa got lucky with another warm evening.
Yeah, you know, the clouds, they're starting to thicken up, so it's keeping the insulation across the DMV, but the dry air is in place. Today, yes, it was slightly on the cooler side. Official highs, they're now starting to come in, so officially hitting 71, slightly above average across the D.C. metro area, but our surrounding counties, man, it's still very mild out there, and the cloud coverage will continue to be fairly thick tomorrow morning. Now, that starts to really deteriorate going into the mid-afternoon, and I am forecasting a good amount of sunshine throughout your Thursday. Unfortunately, there is this larger storm system out towards central Virginia, just south of 81 right now, so I do want to put a stray shower for the panhandle of West Virginia. That includes Kaiser, the Cumberland area, and let's even go the Shenandoah Valley, Luray, Culpeper as well. You can see the movement of those showers on the radar making their way north and a little bit west, and so we want to put an isolated shower continuing throughout the overnight into early tomorrow morning. Yes, we will have a few spots that will deal with some dense fog for your Thursday morning. That dissipates by the 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. hour. Overnights, though, still very mild air in the mid-50s. Now, we do have a big change in the forecast from earlier today. If you were tuning in, it does look like humidity is going to start to rise as we go into the weekend. That could mean putting you back in the pool with daytime highs back in the mid-70s. We'll look at that forecast coming up.
And I am loving the sound of that, Janessa. Thank you. And also, when we come back, no cars allowed along a popular D.C. park. Most people we talked with, they say they are thrilled. Coming up, a full report on why officials are deciding to close a section of Rock Creek Park to cars year-round.
Plus, Montgomery County Police say they've made arrests in every single homicide case this year. What the police chief says is the key in helping them close cases and bringing grieving families justice.